This past week, the Jewish world lost one of our great heroes, Rabbi Dr. Norman Lamb. So in honor of his memory, let's share one of his Torahs, which Rav Shechter has called a knockout drasha. When I was growing up, we used to play a game, Chumash baseball. The way that we got points was if you were able to predict how far away from the place that you opened the Chumash to was the end of a parsha. Was that parsha, did it end with a samach, did it end with a pei? The big win, the big score came if you were able to open the Chumash and guess how many pages away you were from the inverted nuns in Parshas Bahalotcha, which surround the psukim of Vahi ben Soha Aaron and Shuva Hashem. Why are there inverted nuns in the Torah? What's the message that these nuns carry? The Medrash HaNe'elam writes that these nuns extol the glory of Hashem. These nuns are the foundation of the world. These nuns, non-Jews do not have a portion of. And not only that, but it's going to be in the merit of these nuns that Mashiach is going to come. Those are high words to explain or to describe or to attribute praise to a certain part of the Torah. What in the world is going on over here? The Medrash continues that these nuns are a reference to the psukim of V'yidgu l'rov b'kerev ha'aretz in Parshas Vayechi. So Rabbi Lamb explains that nun in Aramaic is a fish. Nun hafuch is a description of what is the difference between fish and all other sea creatures, and that is that the fish have power to swim against the tide. Even though nature and even though the course of the world might be headed in one direction, but fish have the ability to swim upstream, to go against what everybody is doing. And that's the nature and the mission of a Jew. That even though the world might be chasing money, even though the world might be chasing pleasures, but the mission charged to a Jew is to go against what natural tendencies is. As Rabbi Lamb describes, assimilation would be easy, but our mission in the world is to carve out a niche of godliness and of holiness. It'll be much easier for us to assimilate and go with the tide, but Jews should be similar to fish that are able to swim against the tide. That even though everybody might be pleasure-seeking, we could choose for ourselves a lifestyle of holiness. And maybe this explains all the great descriptions and praise attributed to the nuns, is that it's the glory of Hashem. That if a Jew is able to go against what society preaches as comfortable and what society preaches as a priority, but to announce that there is a greater standard in the world and there's something more important to live for, so then that's the foundation that the world was created on. And that will also be the reason why Mashiach is going to come, is when the world's able to see that what was easy, the pursuit of pleasure, that is not the purpose in life, but rather to bring extra holiness and godliness to the world. That is our mission. Hashem should help us have the strength to swim upstream, to swim against the tide, and to believe in what we know is right, so that every act that we do, word that we say, and thought that we think will only add holiness to the world. Have a great Shabbos.